What's up guys, it's BT here, and these are the new Beats Studio Pros that on the outside look exactly like the older models. It looks like Apple is really trying to maximize their investments with Beats by not investing a ton into this headphone and a redesign. But that's a topic for later on. In today's video, I did want to give these a chance and use these for 2 weeks before writing them off. So today I'm going to tell you guys my findings of these after using them as my daily driver over-the-ear headphones. So let's start with what you get in the box. Now, a lot of companies are moving over to this recycled packaging. That's good for the environment. It looks like Apple is obviously doing the same. In the box, you'll get the headphones that come in this carrying case. I wish this was a hard case because, as we all know, the Beats quality hasn't been the best and they are prone to breaking. And at this $350 price point, I expect my investment to be a little better protected. You also now get a USB-C cable, which acts as a charger, as well as turning this into a DAC, which we will talk about more later in the sound section. They'll also give you a 3.5mm cable, which adds to the flexibility of this headphone, but I don't know if they did this for that reason or because they were too lazy to actually change the design of this headphone. But I'm glad that they did do this because it is nice when you are on a plane, you need noise cancellation, but you want to listen to movies. It's nice to have a 3.5mm jack on your noise cancellation headphones. Now, looking at the headphones themselves, they pretty much look like the older versions. Like I said, you've got the Beats logo on the side, which acts as a button to control your music by tapping it once to play the song, 2 times to fast forward, or 3 times to reverse the song. And then the top and the bottom increases or decreases the sound, and you can also accept calls with that button. I felt right at home using this because I've used a ton of Beats headphones in the past. Dare I say, it felt kind of nice because I was so familiar with it, but a part of me does feel like Apple could put their own touch on this. Like they could put some of that touch technology that they have on some of their, Apple trackpads onto this headphone. I mean, they're the leader in touch control right now. They got the iPhone, they got the MacBook Pro trackpads, the GOATs, right? And I would just love to see some of that Apple technology used here. I think we could, Apple. I think we can do it. And again, I think they're trying to maximize their profits by not putting touch controls on an otherwise headphone that should have touch controls at this point. Now, if you're familiar with older Beats products, you'll know that you can just tap the power button and that will show you the power along the sides with the 5 battery indicator. And of course, pressing this button will turn off the headphones. The build seems pretty sturdy, not as creaky as past offerings, so I do believe that they have been working on this somewhat. I'd say they rattle just as much as any other headphone now. As for the comfort, up top you'll have the cushion on the top of the band. The ear cups are leather. They say that they've improved on this, but they don't really keep their shape and they go kind of flat against your head. And there are some pros and cons to this, right? Because on one hand, you have a headphone that's not going to stick out too much from your ear, so this is going to be great for the gym or on the go. It's not going to be in your way, and especially when combined with the clamping force of this headphone, which just keeps these in place. Now, they also serve a second function by giving you a good amount of isolation. On the other hand, they're not the most comfortable headphones in the world, and the leather cups immediately started showing some wear after only 1 or 2 uses. So the durability might be an issue in the future. We'll have to wait and see. But they are lightweight and they do stay in place and they stay out of your way. So they've got some benefits to it. So one thing that Apple does really well is get the best sound engineers on the planet to work on their headphones. These people really know what they're doing and they really understand sound. They've tuned these headphones to work with a variety of different music. They're detailed yet rich, and they've gotten rid of some of that excess sub bass that Beats was known for that would muddy up the sound. Now they replace it with some nice clean mid bass with a slight boost in the sub bass. So you do get a little bit of that nice deep dark rich bass in there, but it's not overpowering and it doesn't overpower the rest of your music. It really provides a nice detailed image of whatever song you're listening to. Vocals are made to sound great. These are just an overall fun set of headphones to use. Nobody's expecting Beats to be something they're not. These are just a fun headphone. They're not meant to be the most accurate or the most detailed. They just do what they do and they do it well. They're used for fun, excitement, emotion, and this is what these new Beats Studio Pros do best. I wasn't expecting to like these as much as I did. I like these way more than the Beats wireless that they came out with before. So yeah, they did improve on the sound. They've also added the ability to use this as a DAC by plugging the USB cable into the device like an iPad Pro or a MacBook And this will allow you to change between a couple of different profiles, like a Beats signature one, entertainment for movies and games, and a conversation one if you're on a call. Maybe this is a sign that Apple will be going over to USB-C for their phones, but for now you're kind of stuck with using it with, you know, your iPad or MacBook, which is cool. But you know, for our everyday device, we're going to be traveling with these. Most likely we're going to be using with our phone, and the wireless capabilities are pretty good as is. For me, there was no discernible difference between like the clarity and, you know, the sound profile when using it as a DAC. I think it's just nice to have a wired solid connection if you want to go that route. These do have active noise cancellation, and for most applications these are great, like the gym, transportation. It does a good job of getting rid of airplane humming and a decent job of getting rid of voices in your everyday life. It's not as good as like the 1000X M5s, but Apple did do a good job. They've also put in an ambient mode where you can hear the outside noises if you are walking outside and you need to hear your outside surroundings of a city, or you're running. These do a good job of letting in noise. Because these ear cups press against your head and really create a nice seal, it's gonna isolate you even more. As for the microphones, I've had people ask me to repeat myself multiple times. If I'm in a crowded area, it's not as good as I would like it to be, but you know what, I'll show you guys for a demonstration right now of what you can expect. All right, so here we have it. We have the Beats Studio Pros microphones. That's what you're hearing at this moment. Do not compare it to my $1,000 microphone that I have up below that you've been hearing throughout this video. It's not going to be that, all right? I always have to give that disclaimer because people always say it doesn't sound good. Put things in perspective, all right? And I'm just trying to talk to give you guys an idea of how these sound, so I'm just kind of rambling. But by now you should be able to understand whether these work for you or not. All right, back to the video. The battery life is at 40 hours, but the real star of the show here is the quick charging. 10 minutes of charging that will give you 4 hours of playback. That's crazy, and it even beats the industry standard right now, the 1000X M5s, which take 12 minutes for 4 hours. So you can save yourself 2 minutes. Not that crazy, but it is better. Now, I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten to charge these right before the gym, and this is a true lifesaver. Now, in everyday use, I did like these headphones. I didn't mind that they didn't have like the H1 or H2 chip in there, but at this price point, I kind of feel like it should have it in there. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but it just feels like they just tried to maximize revenue here. You can find your headphones, although generally I can't really find any of my Apple audio products, just the last place it pinged. So take that for what you will. Maybe you have more success with me, but nah. Now, with all that being said, I really did enjoy my time with these. These are a great over-ear pair of headphones for the gym. Love their slow, low profile feel. Don't move around a lot, which is great if you're traveling. You're not gonna be fumbling your headphones in the airport and looking like an idiot. They don't lay flat on your chest, you know, so you're gonna have to like wear them on your head some sort of way, but the clamping force is so good that they really don't fall off your head. But I will say at this point, I would really love to see Apple experiment with the Beats line here, especially the touch controls. You even have Sony experimenting with like nodding and shake your head to reject or accept calls. Yet Apple can't put any of their touch capabilities onto this headphone. This offering would be like great or amazing if it just came from the Beats company itself, but since it's coming from Apple, I really do wish we could see more technology put onto these with some new cutting edge features. Maybe we'll finally get that in the future, but for now, I feel like that's a far ways away since these just came out. So if you're willing to pay $350, I think it gives you a nice middle ground between Skullcandy and Sony in all the departments of wireless on-the-go headphones, with a little bit of Apple tax on there as well. Would love to see these at $300. $350 seems just like $50 too much to me, but $300 seems like a fair price. But hey, it is what it is, and these in the right hands are worth $350, right? All right, guys, so that's gonna do it for this review. Let me know if you guys have any more questions about these down below. It has been your boy BT saying peace.